When you run a cluster scenario, the results reflect the parameters you have selected. However, what if you aren't sure what parameters to select? This is where the Explore function in intelligent clustering can help. Through the Explore function, you can pre-analyze project data before you run a scenario. Pre-analyzing the data can give you a sense of the types of clusters that may be generated based on different parameters. While using the Explore function is not a required step, it may help you to make more informed decisions when running a cluster scenario. Let's take a look. First, to access the Explore function, open a scenario from the Scenario List screen. From the hamburger menu in the upper left-hand corner, click Explore. Use the tabs across the top of the screen to view project data in different ways. The Products tab gives you a view of product attributes against sales. Use the drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner to select a product attribute. Use the panel on the right side of the screen to select or deselect attributes reflected in the chart. The Locations tab is similar to the Products tab. Here you can view store attributes against sales. If you are running a binning scenario or an auto scenario using store attributes, this information can give you an idea of the number of clusters that will be generated. Weeks shows you sales by week for the time frame selected for the project and platform. You can change the number of weeks you are viewing in the upper left-hand corner or use the panel on the right to select or deselect weeks from the chart. The Profile tab shows you variation based on product attributes and KPIs. Use the ellipsis button at the top right to open the panel and change the attributes you are viewing. For this example, when we change the attributes from subcategory to brand, the data provides good information. However, we aren't seeing the kind of variation that would help us identify potential clusters. When the view is changed back to subcategory and sales, not only do the results appear more manageable, we can also see good variation between chocolate and plain cereals. This gives us some insight into using these parameters for a cluster scenario. If we run a scenario using subcategory and sales, we will likely see clusters of stores showing preference for chocolate cereals and clusters showing a preference for plain cereals. Network Graph displays a visual indicator of how similar or close stores in the project are to each other based on product attributes and KPIs. Just like the Profile tab, use the ellipsis in the upper right-hand corner to select different product attributes and KPIs. While the type of clustering method you use and parameters you select are dependent on your strategy and goals, the Explore function gives you insight into what your clusters may look like before you run any scenarios. If you are just starting out with intelligent clustering, spend some time in the Explore function getting comfortable with the data the application will use.